Welcome to Grant-Wood Area Education Agency Brain Injury Resource Team's screencast discussing deficits in attention and memory following brain injury. Deficits in attention and memory are the most commonly reported deficits following brain injury. Often, these symptoms become long-term issues. The act of controlling attention originates within the frontal lobe of the brain, though other brain areas work with the frontal lobe for this act. Attention is affected by other symptoms of brain injury, such as physical and emotional well-being. A person's ability to attend varies day to day and even within the day. Following brain injury, a student may have difficulty filtering out distractions, initiating tasks, shifting from one task to another, or maintaining attention. Strategies to support student attention might be to clearly define the objective or end result, use short and concise instructions, and use of novel or unusual items within activities. Students with difficulty attending might benefit from the spacing out of taxing activities with the provision of rest periods. Tracking students' best and worst times of day to attend can allow a teacher to schedule more demanding activities to occur within those peak attention times. Use of prompt redirects can get students back on track faster. Redirects can be varied and might be visual, verbal, or physical cues, but should be explicit. Environmental changes to reduce distractions may also be appropriate. Multiple brain areas work to support the memory process, though memories are generally housed in the temporal lobe. A disruption in any one area of the brain generally impacts memory. At a concrete level, memories are defined as short-term or long-term. Short-term or working memory is the ability to hold information for short periods of time. Long-term memory is the ability to form associations, categorize, and store information for later use. All memories begin as short-term memories. They are then either categorized and stored or forgotten. Short-term or working memory refers to the ability to hold information in mind while performing tasks. This takes conscious effort and attention. While holding information in mind, the act of categorization and organization takes place, building information into a long-term memory. Semantic memory is the memory we use for things purposefully learned, such as in a math class. Episodic memories are those memories based on a specific time and place. Procedural memory refers to those memories stored sequentially, as in the tasks needed to make lunch or take a shower. Memory may suffer if attention and motivation are poor, if executive functioning skills such as goal setting and initiating are poor, or if language organization skills are weak. There are generally 3 steps to the memory process: encoding, storing, and retrieving. To encode a memory is to take in information by hearing, which is located in the temporal lobe, seeing, located in the occipital lobe, or experiencing something. It is closely tied to the ability to attend, which is generally a frontal lobe action. The act of storing a memory uses working memory to organize information, moving from short-term to long-term storage. To retrieve means to recall information to consciousness for use in a current situation. Any of these steps can be interrupted following brain injury. Determining where a person might have a breakdown in this process could lead to specific accommodations or strategies. As we move into strategies to support memory, please download the Memory Strategies document located on our Brain Injury Resource Team webpage for a full list of strategies pertaining to the support of memory deficits. Some strategies will be discussed in this screencast. Often, strategies for memory are similar to the typical differentiation practices within a classroom. For students with brain injury, a closer look at specific strategies that work for them and helping the student advocate for strategies is essential. Match a student's interest to the topics and materials used. Materials could be selected based on the student interest, or an older student may make specific class selections based on their interests. Identify the student's current learning style and discuss with other team members how their learning style may have changed since the injury. Routinely summarize and restate information being taught and control the amount of information given at one time. Work together to determine the core expectations of a lesson and focus on that information. Use a variety of techniques within each lesson to increase the likelihood that the information will be understood and remembered. Utilize visual imagery, association, and categorizing techniques, as well as mnemonics to aid learning. Use background knowledge to support new learning. Linking background knowledge will lead to better memory and application later, particularly if a student has difficulty categorizing the new information themselves. Model the use of self-talk for students so they are able to hear the information again, as well as gain knowledge on strategies to support their memory in other situations. For a student who has difficulty remembering where they are or where they are going, using a single schedule for all educators to access might be helpful. Promote consistency of staff, materials, and locations within the school. Use a peer buddy to support transitions within the school environment. Also, be proactive in preparing the student for transitions. Attention and memory go hand in hand. What may manifest as a deficit with memory may actually be difficulty attending to new information. Combining attention and memory strategies and selecting strategies based on the individual needs is vitally important.